All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a pretty active stock market and something that's pretty disappointing yesterday. No follow-through day yesterday. That, I will have to say, is the most disappointing news I've seen in the market in quite some time. It means the market is not quite done. But the good part is that we're 4 days past a low, and we can get a follow-through day at any time. Past follow-through days have come, anywhere between, like I said, 4 and 20 days. So we'll have to see what happens here. A 3% day yesterday, though, is extremely disappointing to me that we didn't get a follow-through day. I'm not super happy about that. Let's take a look at some of the other indexes. I was looking at the ES yesterday, and we also did not get a follow-through on the ES, which is the S&P 500. Now, I'm looking at futures here. I'm not really looking at the actual index. So yesterday on the ES, we did have higher volume. Ooh, we didn't when I last saw it. Maybe the ES can give us the follow-through day here. That would be awesome. Okay, so let's go check out Investors Business Daily, see if they said yesterday was a follow-through day due to the S&P 500. So it still says marketing correction. Yesterday was not a follow-through day, according to them. I still don't know how SendGrid ended up 17% on a buyout. That's so weird. No, don't need to bookmark that one. I'm trying to search IBD for follow-through. Here we go. The market has posted strong rebounds in 2 of the past 3 sessions. The gains have lifted the Dow. NASDAQ back above their 200-day moving averages. The Dow ended Tuesday's session within 1% of a test of resistance on its 50-day line. NASDAQ and S&P are deeper below that level of support. Market status remains in correction until a valid follow-through day, at least 4 days after the major market index. Really, you're going to give me like 3/4 of it? What's up, Eli? And then you're going to switch articles on me. You son of a bitch. I hate when this happens. Okay, it's 4 days after the major market index bottom. You're killing me. Today, weed is legal in Canada. Good. Should bode well for some stocks. So Netflix actually had really good earnings. Apparently, they're up 11% pre-market today, which does bode well for things. Yeah, they were up 11%. So they're up about here at the 387 level, which is almost prime. Is this a double bottom base? Not quite a double bottom base if you wanted to trade it as such. I probably wouldn't hate you that much. Support of the 200-day there. Pretty good volume yesterday, pre-earnings, which is fine. 70 estimated, almost 90 actual, which is pretty good. That's pretty damn good. MJ gapping down a little bit this morning, as a matter of fact, which is not good. Down about 2.85%. I'm assuming that'll come back. Maybe not today, but some point in time. Could be a buy the rumor, sell the news event, Eli, on the weed stocks. I did see that election was going on overnight in Canada. I kind of assumed it would end up with an affirmative vote just because it doesn't seem there was too much resistance to it. All right, let's take a look at some pre-market movers. Anything you want to look at, Eli? Any exercises you want to go through today by chance? I think based on Canada going legal with weed, you should go long border crossings into Canada, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's check out our pre-market movers. Chinese market bottom. We can look into that. Let's blow through some of these, and then we need to find a Chinese ETF. You want to try to find one of those while I do this and post it. And then if you use the broad market, that's usually better at timing a bottom because it takes into account a lot of leading stocks. That's why we look at the NASDAQ and the S&P, not because we, pretty much just because they represent the entire stock market. Yeah, Netflix higher today. Only 10% up as of right now. It was a little bit higher as of last night. WGO, look for something interesting here. Winnebago is at 34.77. Doing okay. Could be a double bottom base right there. A lot of double bottoms right here. And maybe that's a bit of a new normal with the volatility we see in the market these days. So Winnebago's at 34.77. Give or take. Right about there. It looks like it's had a drawdown of 48%. That's pretty deep. The market isn't a correction though, so maybe give it a little bit of leeway there. But it wasn't a very deep correction, but Winnebago's still selling off quite significantly. MFIN, these are all garbage ones. And then SDPI. SDPI not looking horrible. Big broad cup with handle right there. Even though it's not a true cup with handle, this is a low. This is the low print here at 59 cents. But there's definitely a base right there, about 37%. A little deep for a cup base off to the races. Good volume. This is the weekly, so it's a crazy week. All right. Doesn't look like too much on the gapping side. All right, Eli, let's check out. You got yin. And we have GXC. So trying to time a Chinese bottom, huh? Is that kind of like something like a Chinese New Year? I don't know what that means. Oh, looking at that list, Kara is up 6%. That's not a tiny name. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a peek. So this is a weekly chart. Let's also go to the weekly. Two very different charts here. Chinese bottom. These are two very different charts. This is the one problem with ETFs out of China. I have looked into this in the past, and you're only getting like a subset of the market. You don't like get a true representation, I think, of the index. So one of these out of Hong Kong and the other out of Hang Seng or whatever like that. Okay, FTSE China Bull on yin. Let's see what is inside of its coffers here. I don't see much information. Holdings, performance, holdings. Oh, yin's 3 times ETF. So GXC is the ETF then. GXC is the actual good ETF. Okay, Spider, IX China ETF. Okay, that's what we want to look at here. We can go here too, but it's going to be based on the movement of this guy probably. You got it 2 times, Sank? Nice. Are you doing the video at 2 times speed? That'd be pretty funny hearing me talk really fast. I can talk really fast like this, and I can look at things. Sank, you just, what you just did right there, I think blew up my brain a little bit. You said buy inverse ETF for short again. So many double negatives in that one little sentence. So many double negatives in that one little sentence. You've checked the charts. There's no bottom. Let's go to the daily here real quick. That doesn't necessarily look like we've hit a bottom. Oh, what's up, Nick? Mr. Commenter looking at China stuff. In the live power hour? You can't do that in the live power hour? Well, see, technically my crypto power hours are events because I set them up ahead of time. These are just live streams, so maybe there's a difference there on the YouTube. But Riot, they're looking fairly interesting down here at $2. Although, Eli, I was doing some looking into Riot. This thing is a horrible company when it comes to making money. I mean, just garbage. They make no money. Absolutely none. So buy the SQQQ, huh? So, market's rarely easy, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, yesterday was looking pretty good for a follow-through day. One, two. Oh, are they calling this the third day? So here's the bottom, 1, 2, 3. I think that's what they're calling. I think that's probably... But I thought the bottom day was 1. Oh, they're not considering this day 1. They're considering this day 1. Yeah, Eli, we knew it was a gamble going in, buddy. I think Bitcoin would have to be at like at least 8,000, 10,000 for them to be close to profitable. Yeah, so they're considering this day 1, day 2, day 3. But like I said, the volume here isn't even really indicative, at least on the NQ. If you look at the ES volume was heavier yesterday than the day before. Hey, where are you going? Get back here. So we go back to this prior downtrend here. We have these big reactions to the upside in bear markets. That is true. Here's one that fully retraces right there. Fully retraces. Then a couple of strong days here that go up and then in time fully retrace. Maybe we're stuck in for one of these for a nice bounce and then a rollover. We'll see if it's an immediate rollover. Yesterday's reaction. A lot of stocks had a very nice reaction yesterday. And we just need to see how the reaction ends up today. You know, are we going to find any support? Yesterday we were looking at this level, which wasn't quite broken during our stream, but was obviously broken later in the day. Need to see if we find support there. I kind of doubt it. Levels are chopped around quite significantly in the stock market. Rarely are they broken and never ever chopped back through, especially on an index. Indexes, you can draw any line you want to here, and it's pretty much chopped around. Here's one that's not. But like I said, those are pretty rare. Most levels are chopped through. And this is kind of an intermediate term line, not a major break. And also, here's a test of the 10-day moving average on the ES. Let's go look at the NQ. Okay, we broke through the 10-day on the NASDAQ, coming up to the 50-day. 50-day is pretty flat here. We could chop around. You know, I mean, easily through the rest of the year in this area. In which case, at some point in time, we'll find a follow-through day. It's just kind of statistically normalized. You know, is this the bottom with these high volume candles as we discussed last week? Yeah, possibly. It could be. But we need to see how the market reacts up here. So, all right, is what it is. Let's take we got market opening in 7 minutes. Let's go see what else we can get into trouble with here. Okay, IBD's talking about stock futures mix. Tech's torn as Netflix surges. IBM takes a dive. United takes off on profit outlook, fuel cost containment. Got a restaurant with a new buy point. Let's look at UAL. Looks like they had earnings, which is cool. You can look at Tesla still bouncing. That's a weekly on Tesla, by the way, just to fit all that price action into one screen. That's a long base on Tesla. What are their numbers like these days? Have they shown any numbers lately? Plan to buy $20 worth of $20 million worth of shares. Go Elon. Way to get yourself in more trouble with the SEC. Ooh, Tesla acquires land in Shanghai for first gigafactory outside of U.S. Wow. Why would you do that in China? I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. That's pretty big news, I think. There's a stupid headline. Here's how much Tesla lost in market cap now that Elon Musk's SEC settlement is approved. I mean, who cares? Stupid. Traders piling into Gilead and Tesla. Really? What's Gilead's GLD, I think? That's gold, stupid. GILD. Yep, Gilead Sciences. Okay. Let's take a peek. Are they piling into Gilead? I like when investors are piling into something. That's not too bad looking of a chart right there. Very sideways action throughout here after a bottom and a test of the bottom, which has been supported so far. It's kind of an interesting descending pennant. Well, here's the thing about that. He can't just buy whenever he wants. He has to fill in a form and send it to the SEC. So his moves will be fairly well telegraphed. Just by law, essentially. But that's some interesting moves right there in Gilead. Not sure it's really meant to go right now, but something to keep an eye on. Let's take a look at FinViz for a little bit. We got a few minutes till the market opens. I'm already kind of bored. Okay, let's go to the futures. So here's the futures indices: energy, softs, metals, grains, currencies. Dollar's up 0.4%. That's way too much. Lumber. Buy yourself some wood, ladies and gentlemen. Go buy 2x4s today. You're up 4.5%. I don't want one-day performance. Here we go. One month, your VIX is outperforming. Okay, where do I get all of them in one clip? Oh, here we go. That's what I'm looking for right there. All right, we got palladium, which is looking really nice, and that's a nice cup with handle pattern right there on palladium. Find me a palladium ETF. That looks really good. Oats have already taken off. Natural gas looks pretty good right there. Well, Nick, I've told you time and time again you have to time your lumber purchases. It's just common sense. But palladium looks really good right there. Like, that looks very healthy. A little cup and handle. Break above, was it 10, whatever, 1085 or something like that? Tricky dog, Eli. I like it. Palladium. Let's look up palladium ETF. Top ETFs with palladium exposure. Palladium ETFs. I do all my palladium buying at the Palladium store, guys. It's great if you've ever been there. PALL. Oh, market's open. I told you to buy Winnebago yesterday. Right there, 15%. You'd have been rich. You're welcome. Just kidding. But we did look at it yesterday. We looked at it for 1 second, which means I covered it, which means that I knew this was coming. And I'm just going to say I called it. Stupid. Hold on a second, guys. All right, I'm back. All right, so we got the NASDAQ down 0.5%. Looks like we're not going back to happy land quite yet, ladies and gentlemen. No follow-through day means no go up. No go uppy for stocks. That's right, Blair. High quality commodities jokes here at Real Stocks. Absolutely. All right, ANET up 4.47%. Gapping up after a pretty good showing yesterday. Volume wasn't extremely elevated, but looking pretty good. We'll see what that gappy gap does. See if it gets filled. Earnings are coming up on ANET. Looks in a couple of weeks. Maybe some time for a trade. ALK, THO, SFUN, Wooday. I'm just going to start calling stocks by what they sound like phonetically with their symbols. Solar Fun right there. IBD? What? What is this and why is this in my list? I don't think this is what I think this is. Okay, there we go. Get rid of that. That was weird. Oh, that was new. New's actually not looking super horrible down here on the daily chart. Not too bad down here at $7.06. I don't know what their fundamentals are like on new. Let's go take a peek. But I'm not a big bottom buyer, but that looks like a bottom. Composite rating of 4. Oh wow, no wonder it's all the way down there. Its ranking is 4. Not a typo, ladies and gentlemen. It's just 4. All right, how many red dots can we count on this one? A lot of NAs on everything. But still 4. Its relative strength is 1, meaning 99% of stocks are outperforming this stock. Now, I will say that probably cannot continue forever, so go ahead and load up all of your account on options right here. It's the best trade of the year, guys. Moving back down lower, 0.68% on the NASDAQ here. Looks like a retracement to a breakdown point possibly, which would bode negative for price action right here, and is now down 0.7%. Let's wait for reversals. At the top of my list here, the bottom of my list is at 0.33%. I like to use this as just kind of a gauge on what some of these stocks are doing. NASDAQ 0.7%, not doing so super fantastic. What's our MJ stocks doing? Down 4% today on some pretty good news. You see how this behaves. Held very tight during that market sell-off. Kind of living in its own world. We'll see if that, like I said, we'll see if that can continue. Ideally, we just go a flat sideways here and start, maybe curling back up. That would be ideal. But looking at it right now after a big sell-off like yesterday, we just need this thing to hold up. It needs to hold up above this 37.10 level. Otherwise, it's probably not going to be viable for a trade in the shorter term. Have to give it a lot more time. Could be buy the rumor, sell the news type of a situation, which is what it is. Five minutes into the open, we got a NASDAQ down 0.83%. 0.26, 0.29 is what we're here now, so we're showing a little bit of weakness. Cron down a bunch. A lot of the weed names all the way down here towards the bottom of my list. BLFS 2%. BA down 0.5%. 0.86%, 0.87%. What's that mean for the TQs up here? And it looks like a good time to sell. Maybe SQQQ could be a good trade up here, guys. With a stop over today's high. Let's look at SQQQ. So if you go for SQQQ, you have a stop here recently. Even, just today. Of about 2%. If you wanted to take that trade, you've got yourself about a potential for a 10-to-1 risk reward. This would just get us down to this low here. If all we did was retrace down here, which is fully possible, we do quite often retest lows. And if we do that, then you got basically it's like a 20% to 2%. So you're looking at about About a 10-to-1 risk reward here, which is pretty good on SQQQ if you think about it from those perspectives. If we fully retrace this, like I said, that's possible. MJ down 5%, NASDAQ down about 0.87%. Let's go check out the shorter term time frame, see what our volume is. Is it heavy or not? I can't zoom out past that. Okay. So volume on the 5-minute, pretty much in line with what we've seen, slightly lower today, down 0.9%. Yeah, this definitely can maintain. And it's not bouncing here. Down 1% right now. Got your SQ up. Yeah, so let's see if we get that bounce up there. That's not a bad trade at a 10 to 1 risk reward. All right, down 1% here today. Let's see if we're gonna little support right there. Or let's back out and watch this thing. 1.14%. That support just got dropped. Support broke right through. You can see right there. Volume just got super heavy. Broke that support. But definitely still some distribution here. As strong as yesterday was, guys. Now down 1.2%. And our SQ is only up 0.7. Triple Q is only down 0.9. But the Qs, oh, they're only down 0.3. See those NASDAQ futures. And if you look at my list here, we're now negative in this list. Our 0.3s are way up here, so definitely some selling has creeped into the mix here. We talked about selling at a breakdown point. Quite often in crypto, this is an example of that in stocks, a bounce, albeit yesterday did look like good volume, but maybe it's just too close. Only 0.3%. While the NQ, see, that's very interesting, 1.1%. I should do a little more digging on this. See why the major difference between the futures and the Qs. You know, when you think about it, in theory, they should be pretty well aligned. No easy answer to that question. The selling's abated here a little bit. Okay, so here's a prior low we had, the low in February. That spiked up pretty quickly out of like 3-4 days, just went boom, 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 boom. Had some choppy area here, went higher, over through the high, and then rolled lower, then retested this low. I'm not going to get to where I want to on this chart. All right, let's see if there's any individual stocks standing out strong here today. Let's go to the scanning tool for that. Market cap of 50 million. That's 50 billion. Let's go to 200. Let's go to 500 million. Percent change of. Let's do 1% or greater. All right. Like I said yesterday, guys, CXRFS going to be up 15,000%, exactly like I said yesterday. Detach. All right, so we got new up here, so let's take up news spot. So like I said, up 15,000%, that's obvious. ASOMY, just gonna click through a bunch of these. This is gonna be really quick. 25 million market cap. What? This should be 500 million. Why am I getting? Oh, it's 25 billion market cap. TLKMF. I should also elaborate to only tickers that make sense. Okay, QNST. Netflix is up here. It's up 7%. Let's take a quick peek at Netflix. It looks like selling off here a little bit. Amazon's up 0.08%. Wow. Load up the truck, ladies and gentlemen. GH. RH is Restoration Hardware. This is Ghost Hardware because Halloween's coming up, guys. That's a pretty interesting action. There's your buy point right there at about 35.69, up at 40.20, coming up to the high again of 40.21, whatever GH is, if you guys want to look that up. I'm not sure what that is, but that's a recent IPO. M&AB, United Airlines, we talked about them, IBD via an IBD article. Godzilla, CCO, whatever. Just breezing through here. See if there's anything really worthwhile. And this is a pretty wide net, like I said, 500 million market cap. This will catch some garbage ones. This will catch some good ones. Pretty sure you guys enjoying listening to my mouse click. Wow, there's an uptrend for you. These are down 1.8%. HCM right there is not bad. Definitely trading in a channel. I mean, that's pretty obvious channel. California Med Tech Company. All right, thanks, Eli. HCM, very interesting channel right there. Things are jumping around like mad down here. Oh, that's pretty dope. That's what GH does? That's awesome. Getting a bounce back in the NASDAQ. Got the Qs almost flat after a bit of a gap up on the Qs. Now, again, the futures I have way over here. Futures are a little bit different. Down 0.89%. They actually trade longer. That's probably the main difference, is they trade for longer than the Qs do. So, okay, I haven't really seen a tremendous amount of goodness here in these coins that are, or stocks that are holding up really well. I'm just going to sort this by market cap. Johnson & Johnson. I'm going to go to the weekly too. What? Amazon at 0.55%. That's amazing. 20% down. So this is setting up for a cup with handle base. in Johnson & Johnson. This is a cup with handle base. There's your buy point. I'm actually going to place an alert level right there on Johnson & Johnson. I like large cap stocks with huge bases. I like big bases and I cannot lie. Okay, so Mickey D's. Everyone go buy some hotcakes. I sorted this list by market cap, so. All right, get your corporate events out of my way here. Okay, so there is, if I remember correctly, we were talking about GE the other week, it looks like here now. And I mentioned, I think it was Kevin that was looking at it, and it was up here. I said, yeah, don't do that. And then now we're a little bit lower down here. See if we can reverse it. That would be pretty interesting, but I still think it needs a lot more price action. Okay, USB, US Bancorp. Not bad. I think this is Nintendo. DAL is Delta Airlines. Applied Materials. Wow, what a round trip there. Southwest Airlines. Lots of airlines up today in terms of market cap. Yeah, right, Blair. I think we're taking this. We're taking the puns today to the next level. It's pretty much what we're doing, and they're not even good. I don't think any of them are good. What else are you gonna do? It's kind of one of those weird, boring sideways days. You got to keep yourself entertained somehow, especially when you got to talk on a microphone. So that's pretty interesting. And NOKBF, I'm assuming that's Nokia, $30 billion company. That's not bad right there. Wouldn't mind a resolution of that. Let's go ahead and, well, kind of want to buy this towards the low, if you want to buy it. I don't even know if Nokia is really worth buying. Really trying to trade the best stocks in the market is the key. Oh, that one's interesting. eSally, I'm not sure what that is. After a big downtrend here. Look at that, off to the races after a gap. That's gorgeous. Find me charts like this, please. If you guys see charts like this, please send them my way. Please send them my way. Hey, look, ask and you shall receive. McKesson. Kind of. So there's a couple different trend lines going on here. MCK. Let's go look at MCK. I forget what they do. Are they construction or something? Nothing at all to do with construction. Composite rank of 38. Pretty much everything sucks about this company. Their ROE is good at 25. Nothing else is very good. So, I need to make another watch list on here for kind of long-term. You asked about Nokia a couple weeks ago, Noel? I read an article on 5G on IBD a couple of weeks ago. As a matter of fact, they didn't mention Nokia. They mentioned other small names. Let's see what IBD says about Nokia. See, here's the thing. You're looking at all these different stocks. The ones that perform the best are the ones that, not that this ranking means everything here, but has composite ratings at least of 85, meaning it's they're better technically. And this composite rating on IBD takes up the EPS rating, the relative strength rating, the SMR rating, the accumulation distribution rating, and I just think it averages it. I'm not exactly sure, but this needs to be at least 85, and that's proven to be historically good. If it's at 85 or higher, those tend to have some of the best moves in the market. Now, obviously, you're going to have some bottom feeders that come up and have tremendous moves, but generally not. COI, SOI. So here's one at 97, number one in its industry group. This is the one we found the other day. 320% EPS change. I mean, these numbers here are just phenomenal right there. And as you know, 97 composite rating, so only 3% of stocks are ranking better than this particular one. You've got a relative strength rating of 84. Most leading stocks have a relative strength rating of 85 and greater before their big moves. And this could be one of them for SOI. So the difference here, because okay, well, go ahead and feel free to share here. But yeah, so companies like SOI with very high earnings growth are usually the ones that tend to do the best. And it's not even really that, to be honest with you. It's just the fact that institutions are interested in stocks that are growing the best. Other ones are going to move. It's not saying that other stocks can't move. It's simply saying that the odds are in your favor if you're investing in companies that have very accelerated rates of earnings growth. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. That's pretty much it. So that's why I do like to look at that NASDAQ composite rating when I'm looking at stocks. And I do try to focus on high-quality stocks. Like LLY, right? Remember we kept talking about LLY. Did have a sell-off here. Still looks really strong. I mean, its composite rating, if I remember right, was like 90. It's 96. And their up-down rating is still 2.1. Up-down volume rating of 2.1 is still phenomenal. Still phenomenal. Coming back down here, Eli Lilly still looks super aggressive. Whoops. So still looks really good here. Very green. Back to normal action here. So ones like this that have really good earnings. This thing's growing at 35% last quarter, 30% the average 3 quarters. That's pretty damn good for a huge company. Sales is really flat at 9%. But yeah, I don't mind. I like this chart pattern in Nokia though. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty nice chart pattern. In time, this probably will move into something. The problem is, if you're finished, you got the insider info. Like, why would you buy Nokia? Just because it's a company, or are they doing something? You mentioned 5G. What's the story there for 5G? For Nokia, at least. See, looking at IBD, they've got a few articles about 5G. This is the one I think I read. I don't think any of them mention Nokia. Let's we search for Nokia 5G, see if there's something there. 5G is a huge story. Okay, here we go. This is from February. This is from August 30th. Looks great. Yeah, apparently 5G is a complete shift in technology paradigm. The latency's been reduced tremendously. It's very interesting. So gear makers, Nokia is a gear maker. Okay. Cell tower operators, chip makers. Why? I don't want the public info there, Noel. I want the insider info. So they're only mentioned right there. Yeah, I doubt the SEC's monitoring this stream here today. Besides, you don't know anything about the CEO. You're just a Finnish citizen, so they're not going to get you for anything. So, but yeah, 5G, apparently it's going to be huge. It's really going to empower the Internet of Things. Latency is supposed to be greatly reduced, which is pretty cool. The problem is the U.S. is going to lag. China looks like it's going to lead, which is one of the main benefits to a communist regime in China, is that the one dude says go, and that's it. In the U.S., we got to sit here and argue, which, is good for general policy decisions, but when it comes to stuff like investing in 5G, there should be like a head of economics that just says, okay, go. That's right, Eli. You don't. Step off, buddy. Just kidding. Okay. Anyway, back to reality. And back to the Qs, down 0.2%. Let's look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ futures down 1%. Nothing crazy there. SQ up 0.4%. Again, 10 to 1 risk reward right there. In all likelihood, we definitely could pull all the way back down here. I'm not really mad at you if you wanted to play that trade. And I wouldn't mind it from this area either, to be honest with you. On a bounce like this, I really wouldn't mind it from up here. Oh, nice stretch there. It's getting cold here, ladies and gentlemen. In Arizona, I'm not sure what it's like in your neck of the woods, but in my neck of the woods, it's getting a little chilly, at least for this neck of the woods. Although I'm sure everyone is still way cooler than I am. We're at 58 degrees right now. That's cold for me, man. That's cold. So I'm freezing a little bit here. All right, 1.16 down again. 50 in New York. That's not bad. You probably have more humidity than we do, though. We tend to not be on the humid side at all. All right, down 0.49%. NASDAQ down 0.3%. Got a lot of lines on my chart here. And volume's even a little more elevated today than it was yesterday. That's not super bueno. Oh, there we go. There's a breakdown from that little base level. We'll see how far down we go, but I'm not super enthralled with... Oh, that's good. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. Look at those trades, guys. Cool. That's good. That's what you want to see at a low print. Now, just go green on us already. Let's see what you're doing here. Oh no, going lower. They sold it off. Ah, crap. That's not what you want to see. They're taking it lower, guys. Taking it right back down. Here's your volumes over here in the different areas. Got a lot of sells here. It's 72.62, 72.61. Some supportive action coming right back. They're definitely playing that range right here, at least at this moment in time. All the way up to 72.68. All right, slightly elevated volume here, and a couple minutes left to go in this. We're on the 5-minute chart, so we got a minute and a half left here. If we can stay elevated, maybe this will be one of the low prints of the day. That would be nice. Morning sell-off, pullback, which would imply upward movement the rest of the day. That would be nice. That'd be really nice to see. There we go. SQQQ up 1% from where it was when we were talking about it a little bit ago. Let's see what my charts are doing. A lot of red here. Remember, we had 0.3% down here. Now we have negative 1.1%. We got Winnebago, which has pulled back significantly from that big jump that I foretold. Just kidding. Look at the volume already today on earnings. So that was earnings, 90 estimate, 94 actual. That makes sense. That's why that's up so much. But it's selling off quite significantly. So that's the biggest leader on our board here today. I don't have Netflix on here. How can I not have Netflix on here? That's stupid. Okay, there's Netflix selling off. CD&A. Actually not selling off. CD&A is actually on the heels of yesterday, proving a little bullish, broke the 50-day on good volume. So that's healthy for CD&A. That's healthy. Workday bouncing. TZA, this is a 3-time short the Russell. So that's why this is bullish today, because it profits when the market falls. HCC, my goodness, not really giving a flying bleep about the market. That's great right there. Good volume accumulation. Earnings is coming up here, though, pretty quick. 10:31. Happy Halloween. Eli says Walmart looks good. Walmart is looking pretty good. Although it's not really a base. Not really a viable base. So this would be a cup with handle. You got 110. What's the average between 110 and 81? Looking at about 95.5 or something like that. And oh wow, that's really tight. So I guess this could be potentially viable for a cup with handle. This is much easier for me to do in TradingView. All right, green to green. So I guess it is a valid cup with handle, albeit ever so slightly. So what I'm looking for is the 50% level of the handle to be above the 50% level of the base. And Walmart's a viable cup with handle, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. Oh, yeah. We haven't done a whole... It's not quite ready yet. We kind of lost momentum with camping and everything. But yeah, I'll check it out. But yeah, so Walmart actually not too bad right here. It's probably one of the oddest cup and handles I've ever seen, to be quite honest with you. But you're looking at 120 price target for Walmart if you're interested, based on the $100 level. Don't quite know when it would get there. Wow. You don't even know when it would break out of this thing. It's such a huge behemoth of a pattern. Osama Pharma. This HCC is looking really good. We noted that the other day too. I don't think it was yesterday. I think it was 2 days before that, which would have been Thursday, I think. Maybe that would have been Friday, in which case I couldn't have said anything about it. Anyway, OASMIA. Penny stocks. Oh, it's a NASDAQ stock, so that's good. So very good accumulation right there. If you want to catch a falling knife here, I guess you can try to do that. But I don't trade in stocks like this. There's no major base formed here yet. Maybe in some time if we get a base. I mean, it has tremendous run-up capability, but this is more of a gamble than it is an actual trade. At least it's not my style. Ooh, 7:10 already. I gotta go, guys. My kids are not up. Kids are not up today. Not yet. Because it's getting cold. I have seen the gloves video on Random. I was looking at it yesterday. I was looking at Random yesterday. So yeah, we'll pull it up to everyone here. So just so you guys know, these are the gloves that you need to wear while doing that. It's not quite a falling knife, but I think the point is well taken right there. Yeah. I do all of my love making with those gloves on. Yep. Just thought I'd throw that out there for you guys. But yeah, Walmart very intriguing right here in terms of a cup with handle. I am slightly intrigued by this. Walmart has been kind of... Let's see what the IBD ranking on Walmart is. And then I'm going to get out of here, guys. So any last minute questions, post them. Walmart composite ranking of 82, which is pretty good. Relative strength to the S&P is 81. So let's look at Walmart here. Notice I'm trading Walmart the same as I would any other stock because it is what it is. Target, Costco, Walmart. A- industry group relative strength. 46% EPS change last quarter. What? That's crazy. That's crazy. But their margins are probably, 4%. But that's known. I don't think that's anything new. ROE 16 is not bad. Not bad for Walmart. Up down volume is just 1. It's just 1. Walmart cuts earnings outlook. That's not very good. I did not buy SOI. I would like to. It's just it hasn't really it hasn't really given me anything to do yet. It just hasn't been flashing the signals. Not since I found it. Since I found it, I think it's actually fallen a little bit. Oh no, I found it was down here, so it's up slightly since I found it a few days ago. But no, I haven't bought it. I do really like it though. I like it for a number of reasons. I like these. I like this. All these pocket pivots right here. I like all of these. This is not a pocket pivot because of this day right there, but in the future we'll probably get a couple other pocket pivots. I've got an alert level thrown right here at 1949, which I'll probably lower a little bit right there just to really be on top of those levels. And then I may begin taking positions based on what it looks like when it triggers this alert level right there. So, all right, guys, I got to run. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. If you guys are in the power hour later, I will see you in a couple hours. Peace.